Namaste, this is Dr. Meenakshi. So today I am with the new disease, that is Erb's paralysis. So this Erb's paralysis is also one of the birth injury, and particularly this Erb's paralysis is a disease of the injury to the brachial plexus. When the process of labor, what are these birth injuries? They are particularly the defect caused due to in the process of labor, right? In this process of labor, if there is injury to the brachial plexus, then it results as a Erb's paralysis. So especially this is the deformity or the lowering of the movements of the upper extremities. So we'll see the explanation. This brachial plexus is mainly comprises chiefly the nerves supplied to the hands. What this brachial plexus will do? The main thing to the nerve supplied to the hands it will do. So the defect or any deformity in the brachial plexus will cause the Erb's paralysis, that is withheld the movements of upper extremities. So it consists of spinal nerves coming from C5 and T1, and whenever there occurs an injury to the brachial plexus due to the process of labor, this Duchenne Erb's paralysis will be the result. Due to this brachial plexus injury, there will be two types of diseases, that is Duchenne Erb's paralysis and Clump's paralysis. This Clump's paralysis also is one of the defect of upper extremities, but this Duchenne Erb's paralysis, that is or Erb's palsy, is mainly due to the injury of spinal roots. Those are C5 and C7. And coming for the causes, what will be the main causes for this Erb's paralysis? Is the most common cause of Duchenne Erb's paralysis is dystocia and excessive pulling of the shoulders in vertex presentation. As we know, there will be two types of presentation of fetus in a gestational period, particularly in last trimesters, right? Vertex presentation and breech presentation. So in these, if in the vertex presentation of a fetus, if there is excessive pulling of the shoulder, then it may happen, Duchenne Erb's paralysis may happen, and pressure on the raised arms during breech presentation may also cause the Erb's palsy, and in the conditions of clavicular fractures. In clavicular fracture also there will be chances of Duchenne Erb's paralysis or Erb's palsy. So next, coming for the clinical features. What are the clinical features of this Erb's paralysis? The affected arm is adducted and internally rotated with elbow extended. This will be the one sign. It is known as waiter's tip position, and forearm is prone and wrist is flexed. Forearm will be prone and wrist will be flexed. The limbs falls to the side of a body when passively adducted. When passively adducted, the limbs will fall to the passive of the body, and the reflexes like Moro's reflex, biceps reflex and radial reflexes will be absent, and in complicated cases there may be contractions, and loss of sensations of the arms will be present, and atrophy of the deltoid, biceps and brachial muscles will be present. These are the clinical features present in the Erb's paralysis. So next, coming for the nerves. Which nerves are involved in this particular Erb's paralysis condition? This is the most commonly involved nerves are suprascapular nerves, musculocutaneous nerves and the axillary nerves. These three nerves are particularly involved in this Erb's paralysis. Which are those? Suprascapular nerve, musculocutaneous nerve and axillary nerve. So next, coming for the Ayurvedic part. In our Ayurvedic part, this Erb's paralysis is compared with the has this deformity is due to some injury. So in our Ayurveda it is compared with the Kakshadruk Marma Abhighata, and the clinical features or symptoms will be similar to the disease of Snayugata Vayu, like Kupchatva and Kunitva of the hands. The Acharyas explained as the symptoms or signs will be similar to the Snayugata Vayu like symptoms like Kupchatva or Kunitva of hands, and the disease is compared as it is the deformity due to injury. So the disease is compared with the Kakshadruk Marma Abhighata. So now we saw the what is the disease, we saw the causes, clinical features, and through clinical features only we can identify or we can diagnose the disease, right? So and last point we saw the Ayurvedic aspect for which disease it is correlated. And coming for the last point, that is treatment. The treatment here is mainly depends on the parents, because as it is disease of neonate, newborn baby, so it is one of the birth injury, right? So it will be particularly in neonates or a newborn baby. Neonate is known as till 28 days from birth, the baby is known as neonate. So the newborn baby's disease has the newborns will not follow the instructions you give, right? So here main in treatment aspect the main role will be of parents. Here parents should give the exercise or physical activities or physical movements of the upper extremities of a baby regularly, and can give mild Svedana and mild Abhyanga for the movement of the flexible movement of the arms. Regularly you should make the physical exercises of the arms, so that in initial stage it will start to cure in 4 to 5 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks. You can see the changes of the upper extremities, and till 1 year the baby will be cured fully by the Erb's paralysis. It is curable, but totally depends on the parents. If they follow particular rules and regulations or advices of the physician or a pediatrician, then the baby can be well fit and fine up to the age of 1 year in Erb's paralysis. So this was the disease about Erb's paralysis, and here I think for this disease we completed all the diseases of birth injuries. If anyone is any disease is left, let me know, I'll explain it. And if you want any particular disease, you can comment in a comment section box. And so here I'll completed the birth injury diseases. So in next video we'll go for the next topic. Thank you.